Oh my gosh.
On the spot.
You put me on the spot.
I
Okay.
did. I love to do
I'm going to try to make a really long story short. So, well, first of all, Mark and I went to high school together.
Oh.
So I've known him for a very long time. And then I saw his amazing Facebook post of his transformation on his journey to health. And I have been on a journey of bad health for 13 years. And after all kinds of back surgeries and no hope of getting any better, and with that comes very unhealthy habits. So Mark has been my coach and has been inspiring me, and it's been amazing, and it's been life-changing, and I've lost 40 pounds so far, and I'm officially riding horses again, and it's just amazing. So yay! Here I am.
Awesome. Yep. And so she decided to pay it forward.
Yep.
And coaching her sister who lives with her, and her lives with her, getting healthy together. And how much sister lost in her first week?
As of 2 days ago, she lost 11 pounds.
11 pounds in 1 week. Awesome.
Yes. And Noelle, who has not been following, has lost 7. So
your
she's
niece?
still losing. Yes.
That's awesome.
So, yes,
so
very
cool.
exciting.
Very cool for everybody to get together. Anyways, there's one of our other fearless leaders. I don't know if she's just logging in. I think she's right now. So she's in the voting line. So
3-hour line.
Yeah, she's been in there for 3 hours, but now it's a mission of her to complete it. So I'm gonna mute her. Anyways, welcome to our Tuesday night team call. Excited for everybody here. A couple of housekeeping things. First off, you may have seen that extended the registration for Gilbert. So any of you that can make this event, they are amazing. He's done 2 of them in the past. We started with the Paxman organization and did one in Salt Lake City in November of 2019. And then we did another one in Anaheim last year in April. That was awesome. And this year he's partnered with the Smithson organization, Jared and Amber Smithson. You guys have seen them on the leadership calls. They're integrated presidential directors with Optavia. They've created integrated presidential directors on their team. And so they really are amazing leaders, and they're going to bring a lot of value to this event. It's always great to be around the community. If your desire is to take this business to the next level, this is an event you don't want to miss. All events are great, so any that you can get to is just going to help you that much more. They did start a new thing, so if you're a new coach that bought your kit in January or February, it's only $100 in this event, and they're literally, I mean, these people pay thousands of dollars to go to get personal development and training like this, and then to have specific training geared towards, health coaching with Optavia is even more amazing. So they're really great, and it just gets you so fired up for what you're doing and creates even more passion in you. So if you can get to Gilbert, I would highly suggest it. Registration is closing, I think, tomorrow. So definitely recommend that. The other thing is that we've got coming up, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, is March Madness. First off, I want to have Jeanette come on. Jeanette's going to follow up on last week talking about our life book. Does everybody have their life book?
Oh, good. Good job, Mark. Get your life book. Now, we spoke about our life book a few weeks ago, so I'm not going to talk about everything we spoke about again. I just want to ask a few questions. You can raise your hand and just pretend again like this is class, because basically it's a book and we need to read it, and we need to share it so that your clients can get integrated. So who has had a chance to even read a page or 2 or an element since 2 weeks ago when we talked about it? Good job. Excellent. And then who is using it with your clients on or during health assessments, and then your weekly calls. Because that should become part of it and no questions asked. Like that's just something we do now. In the health assessment, I always talk about how you might, and then because remember, not everybody's ready to sign up when you're doing a health assessment, but when they hear in 4 months, I'll lose 40 pounds or 5 months, but you're still going to coach me for a year because the life book takes a year to get through. That is a selling point, and not that we're selling, but that sure is a reason to join and to be a part of this community and group is that life book, because it does take a year to get through. And if you're using it on your weekly calls and then during weight loss, then transition on those calls, still talking about your life book. And then after that, it is up to them to tell you, have you, when they get to the next element, they need to text you and then you set up a time to talk about it. It is not up to us anymore. Like by then they need to be responsible for their health and be in the driver's seat of their health. And by then, hopefully they are. And then by then, because we don't want to be bugging and bugging and bugging. Have you read it? Have you read it? Have you read it? They need to be invested. That's why I don't want to bug you guys about like, have you read it? Just have you, well, I'm not bugging, but I'm asking and just really letting you know, it's super important. Just consider it's what we do. That's it. It's part of it. It's just new to all of us since August, and anybody new to coaching, this is just part of this, what we do here. So just want to make sure everybody's doing that. And then for new coaches, if your coach hasn't had a chance to do the health book or the life book with you, ask them about it, make sure they're doing it with you. Always have it handy at your calls. I always lift up the book during my check-ins to say, hey, have you read it? Where are you at? When I'm discussing in the health assessment, the 4 components, this is one of the 4 components, Dr. A's Habits of Health and his life book. So if we don't use it during their weekly calls, then we're not giving them 25% of what we're supposed to be offering. So I just wanted to reiterate that. And then, so does anybody have any questions on the life book? Hey, Monique, don't drive and watch Zoom. Can't say drink and drive, you're not drinking. Don't watch Zoom and drive. Any questions? Raise your hand or unmute. So, or if you need extra help or anything, it's 26. They read their introduction, they fill it out. That's step 1. Step 2, they put their name in it. That's step 1. Step 2, introduction, read it, fill it out. 26 elements. They all take 1 to 4 weeks. Every element at the front says how long it should take. The same questions are asked at the end of every element. It's the same 3 questions. That makes it really easy. And then if you just kind of browse, if you haven't gotten through all 26, because I certainly haven't yet, just FYI, just browse through what they all talk about if you want to kind of bring up what the life book is going to review. And then it's like, oh, wow, cool. That's going to be a lot of great things. So FYI on that. And then Joy wanted me then to talk about March Madness. So if there are no more questions or any questions about
there's actually going to be a few of us talk about March Madness.
Okay, so I'll go at the end or?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
So what Jeanette was referring to is they are starting on Friday, March 6th, what we call March Madness. We've done March Madness, we've done October Madness, we've done August Madness, and basically what they are is they're a 30-day program that we're all a part of that you can participate in. It's training. It's 30 days of training, and it's the whole idea of March Madness and these madnesses is to push you out of your comfort zones. It's meant to be overwhelming. It's meant to be too much. And the only thing that's going to stop you from being successful and helping your business grow as a result of this is if you give up. And a lot of times people give up because they get overwhelmed and they're not keeping up. And oh my God, I can't keep up. I'll just forget it. And it doesn't matter. It's not about that. It's not about making sure you check every box and do everything. It's about getting past your fears and overcoming some of those fears and getting out of your comfort zone and doing things that you wouldn't normally do. And they're going to push you and they're going to ask you to do a lot of things. and some things you're not going to be comfortable with. But what you're going to find is as you start to do these, you're going to start to grow, because this business will never outgrow you. And so in order to take it to the next level in this business, you have to go to the next level personally. And it's stuff like this that's going to help you to do that. And so there is a group let me see. I'm going to see if I can bring up the group here so everybody can see it. If you haven't joined the group, you need to go on and click join group. Let me see if I can find it. March Madness 2020. Okay. And so in the beginning, it's going to be every day at 6 a.m. I would highly recommend going on there live if all possible. Wendy is going to share on her experience with it. And Wendy, as most of you know, it works full time as one of those big girl jobs. And she would listen in her car every day on the way to work. And so it's definitely something that you can do, and you just have to make it a priority. That's all there is to it. And they will record them. So of course you can watch the recordings, but it's so much better if you can be on live with everybody as you do this thing. I'm going to share my screen right here. And so here it is. Here's the group. It's March Madness 2020. So you want to come in here. You want to join the group. All right. There's a button to join group. And I think you'll get approved by the admins. And then you want to come in, and once you're a member of the group, you want to click on notifications, and you want to click on all posts so that you get the notifications for all the posts that come out in this group. So it's great to be on the calls. Of course, like I said, that's really important to be on the live calls every day. But it's also going to be important to take the action steps that are outlined, and they're going to put those action steps in the group. So it's important to go into the group and check out what's going on. And there'll be people that'll go live in the group and do little videos, and there'll be all kinds of really important information that's being put in the group. So it's not just the daily thing in the morning. It's checking back with the group and participating in the group. They're going to ask you questions. Did you do this? Mark down if you did this. And the more you participate and integrate yourself, just like Jeanette was talking about in our life book and our health journey, the more we're integrated into that, the better our health journey is going to go. The more you integrate yourself into stuff like this, the training and the education behind this, the better your business is going to grow. And so we wanted to have a few people that have gone through these madnesses come on and share their experience with it and kind of what that did for them personally and how their business grew as a result of that. And so I'm going to have Wendy go first. I know she's got to get out. It's her son Luke's birthday today.
Yeah.
And big shout out to Mark Nelson. It's also his birthday today. So happy birthday, Mark. So Wendy, why don't you come on and share your experience with the madness and which one you did?
Okay, sure. Happy birthday, Mark. Okay, so I did several madnesses. I started coaching in July of 2018, and March or August madness started. So I was just a couple weeks in. I was way overwhelmed, I will totally admit. And it's like, what? And I just started a new job. So it was crazy. And I'm like, what are they thinking? I can't do this, da, 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 da. So just like Dawn said, it is to get you out of your comfort zone. So I did not play above the line on the whole March or August madness, because I was complaining and how could I do that? I am busy, I work, this and that. But as it went on, I learned to structure my time. It's one of the big things I, learned about the mindfulness. So I feel I got better as that month went on. And then, and again, I was just beginning my health coaching journey. But then in November was Salt Lake City. And that's where the turn started to happen for me, because then I'm seeing the people that were all on the Zoom. You're seeing these names. So meeting them, seeing what it did for them, being encouraged, being mentored, right? And then following through. So what I did in August, I'm now seeing in September, October, because I was just going to do a couple people, no big deal. It was just helping a couple friends notice me. So I'm going to help them. Well, like most of us, it starts to snowball, right? You see, we can impact lives and make some money while we're doing it and enjoy it. So that was November. Then, of course, there was a March Madness the next year. Did that one. And with each one, I feel I have learned so much and I'm much better. And I will say, not that my business is crazy. Most of the time I'm hitting at ED. And working the full-time job, but I enjoy it. I don't feel stress. I don't feel pressure to do a certain level or whatever it is. I really have been able to take away from all the little nuggets as people share different ways to do the health assessment, even with the 4 components now. I love the analogy that someone gave about the chair, that's 4 legs, right? We have our 4 components. And if you don't have one, the life book, how do you sit on that chair? It's wobbly, right? So I think a lot of people that I talk with, they appreciate those analogies. They appreciate a visual. I know I do. So you really learn a lot. And like Dawn said, don't panic when they start assigning the different things to do, and just do what you can do. I know I was challenged to do my first live with a madness and did that. Not that I do a ton of them, but I have done some. So, but if you can do it, do it. I listen 6 a.m. I leave my house every morning at 6:15 to drive into work. So it's perfect. I listen on my way in. So I always am on live. And then it's just the following through, when I get home, client follow up and doing what I need to do in the evening to do the different, you'll see assignments that we'll have to do. So I will say it's each year, I feel like my skills get better, my mindset's better, I feel better serving, and I'm really enjoying the process. So I'm feeling like I'm very ready and ripe for this year's March Madness. It's good timing for me. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Wendy. And that's what's exciting is doing another madness. Now you're at a different level, and now you hear things differently, and things impact you differently. You're bringing a different skill set to the table. And I know for Wendy, in having talked with her through these things, it's rolled over into her current job, her other job that she does. She's a better employee there because of these things that she's learning in Optavia. She's a better ex-wife. Able to deal with that situation, playing above the line, whereas before, maybe dropping below that line and blaming and causing herself stress over a situation. For now, she plays above the line and she just, she takes her part and moves on. And those are all skills that she developed as a result of training through Optavia, because like I said, this is really about mindset and personal development. And the first 5 days, Jamil's going to come on and he's going to bring other leaders on, and they're going to just really talk about mindset before we even get into any skill set, because that's really what this whole business is about. There's 3 things in this business. It's mindset, skill set, and action. It's where those 3 meet that you'll find success. And so we can teach you the skill set. Mindset's something you got to develop over time, and this is really going to help you. So we're going to have Alma come on and share about her experience with the madness.
Hi.
Hi,
Well,
Alma.
like as I'm not really good at this, but I'm gonna do my best. But as some of you know, I am extremely shy. I really don't talk that much though. So when I do this October Madness or March Madness, I mean, pretty much what I do, I just listen. I don't really follow them too much because I'm really scared of maybe a potential that I could have, and I just don't use it. So what I do is just a lot of personal development. So I do listen a lot to like Les Brown, like trying to improve myself a little bit better. What can I do? So what I learned so far is literally that I'm really not that scared anymore. Like, yes, I am pregnant right now, but I know that I can do it, right? So, I mean, regardless of how it comes out, at the end, it's just not the end of the world. So I am literally like trying not to be afraid or scared or like talking or saying something. I like not to say the wrong thing. Like I'm always trying to be perfect at something, and I'm not, and I can, and I try to do it. So just my personal development is just working on myself, trying to be better and not to be scared about nothing. Like asking a simple question at a grocery store, like, hey, where I can find these, and then go to an aisle and then find out instead of going to the store by myself and looking. So that has helped me a lot. Um, I think I do listen to a lot of personal development. It's amazing what I can do like now, and like sharing the program. Like I'm not scared anymore saying, well, if you're interested, I'm a health coach and I can help you with it. And that for me, it's like a big step. Like before I wouldn't even do it. I wouldn't even open my mouth. I was just like staring, be quiet and listen. But now it's like, okay, I can do this. I mean, if they don't want to know, fine. And if they want to be interested about it, then, we just, do a health assessment. So I really want to do a Facebook Live without no one telling me I have to do it. So I think March Madness, I might do it. I probably might. I don't know when, I don't know what language, either Spanish or English, but hopefully I will say soon. I don't see why not, but so far that's how much I have learned, being a coach and listening to this, to Jamil pretty much all the time is fun.
Awesome. And Jamil
That's it.
had you do your first live, right?
Oh yeah, he did. That was, I mean, it was funny because I went to see Joy, the Monrovian restaurant, and then I guess he realized that I got blank. Like I couldn't say anything. Like, have you done your Facebook Live? And I go like, no, I never had. So he just grabbed my phone and he did it. And he was like, what do you want to say? I was like, nothing. I really don't want to say anything. So he noticed that I was completely blank and he started asking me questions. And I start answering them. And then it came out pretty good though. I mean, I guess I never went back to look
Awesome.
into it.
I was there that morning. That was great.
But I mean, it was just at the end, it was like, it wasn't that bad. It just got to do it. That's all.
Right. And Alma also joined us in Salt Lake City at the Rise Up Summit, the first one we had there. And that was awesome. And I think being around the community helped open you up a little bit. At least the night at the bar, you were much more open.
Yes.
Yeah. So being around the community can really help get you out of your shell too. Just being exposed to these people and realizing, because you see a lot of these top leaders and they come on and do these amazing trainings, and then you meet them in person and they're just like us. It's like Doug Wood. Some of you may have seen Optavia rang the bell on the New York Stock Exchange yesterday morning. It was awesome. Great sight to see. And Nick Johnson shared a little something. He was standing next to Doug Wood on the top up there where they rang the bell. And Doug Wood just said something kind of under his breath and said, man, an overweight, broke furniture salesman. And here I am standing up here ringing the bell on Wall Street. 10 years ago, that's what he was. He was an overweight, broke furniture salesman. And now he's standing up there, a multimillionaire on top of the world at Wall Street with these incredible people. And it was 10 years ago. 10 years. That's all it took. But it took a lot of work and a lot of personal development and a lot of madnesses and a lot of stuff like that he went through and participated in order to grow to become the person that was capable of doing the things he's doing today, and that's what these things will start to do. So thank you, Alma. It was great to hear from you. It's good to see you on here. So Jeanette, would you like to share your experience with it?
Yeah, my first one was October Madness. I had joined, let's see, this May will be 2 years coaching. I signed up in May. Joy had me sign up as a client and a coach so I would get the personal development I needed ASAP and not wait. And then, so October Madness took me to ED, 6K club. So, and I worked hard to get it. I did not stop till I got, because you guys know how I am, if you know me, like I don't stop till I reach my goal. And so once I did that, you do actually do things you're not used to. You are on it every morning. It is exhausting, but it kind of tears you down a little bit. So you're tired and just kind of open, like, There's a lot of crying. There's just, I don't know. It's really, you kind of have to be broken down and vulnerable to grow. And that's what I feel like October Madness did and all the other madnesses have done. And each one I learned something different. It's not like I learned the same thing every time, even if they might even discuss the same topics. I hear something new because somebody else is talking about it. All I know is after every madness, I hit the next rank I'm trying, hit the next goal I'm trying. But you really have to, all of this is all about doing the work. You can listen to all these, but if you don't do the work, I mean, Alma's done her personal development, so she's done great. She's getting something out of it. Just make sure you're getting something out of this. If you're going to wake up that early and do it, get something out of it. Even if it's one little nugget, even if it's one little thing, because they have a couple a year, right? So on the March Madness, first goal should be try to listen to all of them. If not live, first try live. If not live, recorded. That's goal 1. Goal 2 is get one nugget out of it, or try to increase a rank, or work on more clients, or joining, working on acquiring more coaches. My thing now is working on acquiring more coaches, because that's where I just need to speed up my train a little bit is with the coaches, because the client part I get, and as you get or have more clients and do a great job with client support, you get referrals just thrown at you. Ask Monique that one, boy, right? Monique knows that one. Monique's 10K club now because she gets so many referrals, but that's good client support. So now for me, what I want to get out of all these is the coach, acquiring coaches and coach support. So anyway, that's all I need to say about each one of them. But my first one was in October Madness, but whichever madness it is, I'm very happy that they have them, and I'm grateful. They're free. I mean, personal trainings for a month could be like $2,000 with other companies or other like things out there on Facebook. So, I mean, it's take advantage of it is what I want to say. That's all I got, Dawn.
Awesome. Great job. So, it is, they do give you the weekends off. So it's not 7 days a week. It's 5 days a week. So we'll do the first one on Friday morning, and then he'll be back on Monday morning. Okay. So it does give you the weekend off, and he'll get you some stuff to get you prepared, about setting goals. But like Jeanette said, these are the type of things that, and you won't see maybe the results in March. As a matter of fact, I can almost guarantee you won't see a lot of the results in March. But if you do the work, all of a sudden in May, in June, in July, the results are going to start to show up, and your business is going to start to change. Now, like Jeanette said, as a result of March Madness, she went to ED. She hit 6K in frontline volume because she got into action, and it started creating that momentum, and she brought on a bunch of clients. Because if you do the action steps, I guarantee you, it's going to happen. We have an incredible gift. And it literally transforms lives. And a lot of times, for whatever reason, we get caught up in fear about sharing that gift. And so this is to try and push you those fears and get you out there in action, sharing this gift. And when you do that, there's going to be people that are going to want what you have. I guarantee it. And there's a bunch of them on this call right now. And so just go all in on this thing. That's all I ask. Do your best. You're going to be overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. I've been doing this 2.5 years. This is probably my fourth madness, and I still get overwhelmed, of course. And I try my best. I take notes every day, and I write down the action steps, and I highlight them off, and check them off as I do them. But I definitely get behind, and that's okay, as long as you just don't stop. Mm-hmm. The thing with this coaching business, if you just don't stop, you'll get to wherever you want to go. Sometimes slowly, sometimes quickly. But it will always materialize for those that work for it. I guarantee you. So, let
me add one thing to what you just said, Dawn, because that's huge. They just don't stop if you get behind. If that's all you get out of this March Madness is normally you start something and don't finish it because you get frustrated or overwhelmed and you stop, maybe that's it. Maybe that's your thing you work on this March Madness. And while you still listen to everything, you're still going to get a million other nuggets you didn't even know were coming. but like, just maybe that's everybody knows their thing they need to work on. And maybe it'll come up as you hear different mornings, but like Dawn, it's so perfect to say that. We do get behind, it's a lot, and we have busy lives, but just don't stop. Hashtag just don't stop, Joyce.
Yeah, because that's not what matters. It's not a matter of completing everything. That's not the goal. The goal in this is to help you grow from obstacles and help push you out of your comfort zone and do things that are going to help you build this business that you may not be comfortable doing right now. And that's okay. And reach out to your mentorship. If you need help with things or you're not sure about something, that's what we're here for. That's what your business support pages are there for, to reach out. We love hearing from our coaches. Absolutely love it. You're never bugging us. You're never a bother. You're never a burden. That's, the worst part is going, what are they doing? What are they up to? Why aren't they reaching out? So always reach out. This is a big family. We do this thing together. Nobody does this on their own. That's for sure. And there's really only 4 things you need to be good at in order to be successful in this business: client acquisition, client support, coach acquisition, and coach support. And so you'll learn some of those skill sets as we go through this madness. But it's really going to be more about mindset. And it doesn't really, like Jeanette said, it doesn't really matter how many times you go through these. They're very much similar, and there's going to be a lot of the same things and be repetitive. But guess what? I'm a completely different person than I was the last time I went through madness. And so are all of us. We all grow and change each time. So each time we get to go through it, we learn something different, and we grow in different ways, and we develop different skills. And so it's really amazing what can happen to this if you go all in. Chrissy, did you have something? You took yourself off mute.
No, but I just wanted to take myself off in case I did.
Hey, awesome. Does anybody have any questions? Wendy?
Bye, Wendy.
Tell
I
Luke
gotta
happy
go.
birthday.
Birthday dinner.
Yay, birthday dinner. Post pictures.
Hi guys, I just wanted to say hi really quick. I just got home and popped on, but I was listening the whole time. So just want to
Awesome.
say hey.
Hey,
Hey,
did you get somebody to cover those calls tomorrow night?
I did. Sarah and I are going to do it together.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yes. Thank
Okay.
you though. I appreciate your help, Donald.
Yep. Anybody else? Does anybody have any questions about March Madness, about Gilbert?
I have a question. Whoever was at with Justin and his little event, any nuggets you got? Or I know Joyce said that you spoke a lot about the life book there. So anything different than what I know, I would love to hear.
Yeah, and I think we did talk about that. We did the takeaways from Big Bear too. But if anybody has anything else that you've come to realize since that event, it'd be great.
Okay.
Who's all in on
I
March?
was
Who's
at
going
Big
in?
Bear.
Oh, Julie, let's hear Julie.
I was at Big Bear, and I was only there for the day, but the one thing that I caught with Rachel was the using the life books, or the life book and the habits of health as our first component rather than, down the line. And maybe you saw that on our little feed, but I have done that with all of my health assessments since then. And I really think I don't know how to explain it, but I think it shows the importance of the books.
Mm-hmm.
And I've actually been going through my books and doing little blurbs out to my clients during the week. Hey, check out page 24 or blah, blah, blah. And having them look up different things that way. So that was one thing that Rachel suggested that was really cool.
I've been throwing stuff on my Facebook page just for the world.
Same here. Yeah, exactly.
So that people can kind of get an idea of what we do and what they're going to hear, what it's about, and just things that hit me from what I read, I throw out there. And I even say element 2 or element 3. And
exactly.
I think that's a good thing to do.
My newest client, she doesn't even have her package yet. We talked about 8 weeks ago, and she was like, "Are you kidding me? That's so expensive. I can't do that. And, I can do this myself," which was totally my attitude as well with Joy. And I wish Joy was on here because she'd be laughing at me right now. But so then she contacted me over the weekend and she's like, "Julie, I need help." And she really doesn't have a lot of weight to lose, but it's a whole health thing for her. And so she's totally jumped on, and I immediately jumped on with her about the books. And she said, you know what? I feel like I want to call in sick and read the books one day. So yeah, it's really cool.
Monique read her whole, we had the old system, Monique and I at first. Now we have the new. Monique read, she got her, Dr. A's Habits of Health and read it one day or something. I'm like, what the?
Well,
It was a snow day. It was a snow day
Yeah.
here.
But
So
still, one day,
forced to-
I'm like,
We don't
forced
get
to
snow
read.
days in Southern California.
Yeah, no such thing as a snow day here.
that's the kind of clients I have. Hello, I'm just
Yeah, that's awesome though.
1 out of 90 did that.
You guys can go to the beach and read though. So we
Yeah,
don't
go to
feel
the
sorry
beach.
for you.
Yes, we
And what a
can.
beautiful place to do it.
I'm going to go to the desert this weekend and take my books with me.
Love it. Mine is such a mess from being in my tote I take on the airplane and water spills on it, but it shows I'm in it.
Right, exactly.
Awesome.
Exactly.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for hopping on. I hope
guys.
you all on the live on Friday morning, 6 a.m. Pacific time, 9 a.m. Eastern time. There will be the playbacks will be put in there. The recordings will be put in there where they're actually done live. So it's just live in the group. So make sure you join the group. If you have any questions about how to join the group, get with your mentorship. So make sure you're in there. Also for you, Michelle, I just wanted to bring up, we're having an event in Florida in April. And I don't know if you're aware of it. It's for the people go on the incentive trip to the Bahamas. Do you know about it?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'll see if I can find it and get you that information. They had it on the call last night. So I'll see if I can get a cut. Thanks. Glad you're able to hop on. Yeah, I'll screenshot it to you, but I'm trying to think. I can't remember what city's in. If it's in Orlando or Tampa or at Miami, not sure. But
I think it's Miami.
Miami. How close are you, Miami?
2 hours.
Okay. Yeah. So it would be a great event to go to. Really cool event if you can make it to that.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay, everybody. Awesome
Hey,
job.
Jeanette,
Thanks,
can you
everybody.
just show
Bye,
us
guys.
the puppy
Bye.
Oh, wait,
Bye.
can you hold the puppy up one more time? Oh, hi, baby.
So cute.